We're with Melvin Douglas here at the National Wrestling Hall of Fame. Melvin's going to be inducted this weekend as a distinguished member of the Wrestling Hall of Fame here in the United States. Melvin, talk a little bit about how you found wrestling, how it became part of your life growing up as a kid.
I found wrestling because basically my two older brothers were wrestling. When I first heard about wrestling, I thought it was stuff like WWE.
Yeah.
And, I didn't want to be kneed in the head or hit with a chair, so I didn't want to do it. But when I got to junior high, East Topeka, and I saw what it was, I picked it up pretty good.
And you enjoyed it. I mean, you were really successful in high school.
Oh, yeah.
When did you decide that, hey, I'm not just getting involved in wrestling, I'm a wrestler? When did you get to the point where you felt like this was part of who you were?
Well, that's pretty. When did I figure out I was a wrestler? That's a good long question. I guess I figured it out when I started winning all my medals.
Yeah.
Like I said, when I was in 7th grade, I was just doing it because I got medals. And it was something to put on your jacket and show off in front of girls. I got good at it. Found out that, hey, I can go to college in wrestling. Okay, so next thing you know, I tried to join the college, try to make a team, and I ended up getting a scholarship to Oklahoma. But yeah, I didn't really start liking wrestling until I was probably in the 11th grade in Oklahoma. And then that year I happened to win the NCAA title.
Now talk a little bit about, you told me you went to junior nationals one year just to show you could do it, and then maybe it obviously was a major moment in your life that you went out there and could beat the best kids in the country. Kind of like, hey, I'm Melvin and I can do this, right? Talk a little bit about the decision to put it on the line that summer, and it really helped you find your fit become an Oklahoma Sooner.
Well, actually, I came out of Kansas, 3-time state champion, and I just happened to call to Oklahoma and tell them I'm Melvin Douglas, 3-time state champion from Kansas, Topeka, Kansas, and I'm interested in going to your college. Someone told me that there was 100 kids better than me. Of course, I asked, well, where are those 100 kids? And they told me they were in, at that time, the Junior Nationals, it was in Iowa at that time.
Right.
And I just ran. I ran like 15 miles every day. I just ran until it came to the time, because I had no one to wrestle with.
Right.
So it came to the time for me to go meet those 100 kids. I went down there, and I either 10-pointed them or pinned them until I got to the finals. In finals, I beat the kids 6-0. And after that, next thing you know, those 100 kids weren't better than me. Next thing you know, I had Stan Abel coming up to me, trying to talk to my mom. Mom didn't want nothing to do with him. Where are those 100 kids? But like Stan Abel, being a smart coach like he was, he contacted my coach.
Right.
And my coach went over and talked to my parents, and the next thing you know, I was in a car heading down to Oklahoma.
Now talk a little bit about those Oklahoma teams. You had some great teammates, some good coaches, some great performances.
Oh, I had some great teammates, great athletes, Mark Schultz, Dave Schultz. Those are the guys who really taught me how to wrestle. I've learned the game of wrestling, being around those guys. I've learned that wrestling isn't just something you get out there and the guy who's ever in the best shape, who's ever the strongest is going to win. No. I've learned that it's a mental game. It's a strategy to the game. And I learned that in the Oklahoma room.
When did you decide the Olympics was a goal of yours? And where did you get the knowledge to be able to compete in the freestyle?
I can't give anybody glory. I trained myself.
Right.
I coached myself. I got the knowledge from just sitting back watching. Watching this person do that, this person, and I learned the game. Just from watching.
But when you were a freestyle wrestler, you took it as a business. It wasn't, hey, I'm just enjoying wrestling. You went out there, you wanted to win the prize money, you wanted to be on all the big tours, you wanted to take advantage of some of the opportunities to support your family. Mm-hmm. Talk about how you turned it into, more than just a game.
Well, like you said, it was a business. you found out that you're just not only able to chase your dreams and go out there and try to become an Olympic champion, but it got to a point to where actually you can make a living off of it. You can support your family. And I was good at the game. I wrestled as until I got tired of it. No one beat me out. I just got tired of the game.
Yeah, but I mean, you wrestled, even actually had matches when you were 40, so
Oh, yeah.
you were able to stay in the game a long time.
Because I told myself life is 99% mental. And that's how I live my life. If I think I'm tough, I'm going to be tough, and that's the way I lived it. I just, in my mind, believed that I was the toughest guy out there. And then every time I went out on the mat, whether I was 40 or whether I was 43, I still came with that mental game. Just to outthink my wrestlers. All I needed was 1 point.
Now, you started at about 180 pounds, and you moved up in weight into the 200s. What were the skill set that you needed when you moved up against the bigger guys?
I just needed to be quicker.
Right.
That's what it was. Because they had a height on me. Everybody was always taller than me.
Right.
I was just powerful. I knew once I got up under you, you were gone. I was quick enough to get up under those big guys. And I used a lot of my speed and power and slickness.
I talk about satisfaction of being world champ. I mean, that means that the rest of the planet, everyone is second to you.
Mm-hmm. Well, being the best in the world, I look at when I won the Worlds, I look at it like this. Let's just say if there was a galaxy competition,
Right.
I would be that person they come and pick, to represent the world in the Galaxy Games.
So you were Earth's wrestling champion.
Exactly. I look at it like this. That picture that came out with Michael Jordan in it, where he they came down to get him to play that basketball game. Mm-hmm. Well, if there was wrestling in it, they would have came down and got me, because I was the world's best at that time.
Now, you made 2 Olympic Games, and you didn't win a medal. You didn't win the gold like was your goal. But what are your experiences and memories of being at an Olympic Games and representing your country?
Well, the experience itself was exciting, and it was an honor just to represent, my country in the games. And I was lucky to get there and represent them twice. Unfortunately, that's the one game that I didn't medal in. I tried, just didn't do it. But the Olympic Games, it's what we call our showcase.
Right.
It's our showcase to show the world what we are. And I just happened not to perform or get that medal at that games.
Now, you're going to be coming in here with friends and teammates. I mean, I'm staying right here next to Mark and Dave Schultz drawings. And what kind of pride and passion do you feel being able to come to the Hall of Fame and join people that you know and love and respect as a Hall of Fame member?
Well, it's an honor to be recognized by your peers, the ones who actually saw it and actually went through it. They know what it takes to become an Olympic champion, to become a world champion, and they know the dedication and all the hard work that I put into it. And to come here and to be honored by those guys, it's what we strive to do.
Now, you're passing it on. You're a coach. You're working with young people. Talk about what makes coaching wrestling, especially with youth, such an important part of who you are.
Well, I tell you, I work with the youth now.
Yeah.
It gets a little frustrating at times. It takes a lot of patience to work with them, and fortunately, I have a lot of patience. But it's just me giving back. It's me giving back to our youth. Somebody has to teach them right, and have to teach them the right technique, because we have a lot of people out there, and they're teaching technique. Some of them might not be the right technique. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to show these kids that they can become a world champion, and they can take this wrestling and go get a education off of it. They can actually see the world. You don't have to join the military to see the world. You can become a wrestler and travel and see it all.
Yeah, and you got a large family. You're going to have some people here supporting you this week. Are you looking forward to just sharing this with your family?
Yes, I am. I am looking forward to it. With my mom and dad, because my mom and dad, they was on that road with me. They were at all my major tournaments, and like I tell them, my mom and dad, they're my heroes, and I just wanted to make them proud, You know?
Well, you've made us all proud, Melvin. Congratulations.
Well, thank you, Gary.
Well, welcome to the Hall of Fame. It should be a good weekend for us all. I was able to share some of your journeys, so I know that this is a beautiful recognition of what you've done in wrestling.
Thanks, Gary.
Thank you, buddy.